Wow, you're close.
I know.
You're both so cute.
Wow.
You're so cute.
You guys are funny.
You might just have to.
Cherokee. Thank
We're from
you.
Long Island. I'm from Long Island. Yeah. Lincoln Forest, right?
Yeah, where are you from?
Valley Stream.
Nice. It's strange.
They're very close.
I like it.
Don't attack us.
A lot of New Yorkers down there.
Well, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
With
We're
Russell.
from Buffalo.
Yes, the Buckeye.
Buckeye.
Oh, okay, there you go.
We get some mixed reactions.
Yeah, I'm saying you're more out of town for this. I'm not in the SEC, so.
Awesome. All right, so y'all ready to
Yeah,
go ahead and get on into it? So, of course,
Wait, you're distorting.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just.
It's distorting.
Hello, hello. Oh.
We could share, you could take mine.
Let me see what it.
He is a producer.
Maybe, I think, yeah, you should switch it out. Sounds like that.
Too much technology. Mine's not working. Great. Hello. Mine's not working.
Virginia, are there more?
Hey there. Now this one's going off too. You got the light?
I got the light. Hello. No.
Yeah. You
It's
can sort of
very
hear
close.
it.
You can hear us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You wanna play
Yeah.
with these?
I don't, yeah, I think they're.
Okay. In the meantime, we can just talk kind of
Can
loud.
you hear back there? You can hear okay?
Good.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So, go ahead and get into it. I mean, obviously, you're here for this awesome book y'all have just written. So, want to start with giving us, the backstory of this. How did this come to be? What started writing this? Just what happened?
No, you start.
46 years we do this.
That's right.
So we have 3 very yummy grandchildren, Stevie, Lola, and Cash. And they're just starting, they live really close to us. It's our oldest daughter's children. And so we see them a lot, all the time, 2-3 times a week. So it's really fantastic. So we have a lot of conversations with the babies. And the older one, who's 7, who is actually 45, very smart, very sassy, intuitive. She's always asking questions of Papa, Grandma, all the time. So she says to me, when she's in school, she says, do you think that Evelyn ours, she goes, do they play guitar and jump around on stage? And I go, no. I said, no, this is just Papa and I, what we do. And I said, grandparents, they're all different kinds of grandparents. They have different jobs, they have different names, they look different than we do. So that's how the book started, from these conversations of them thinking that everybody's grandma and Papa did this for a living.
Yeah, that's sort of like the genesis of how it happens. And then our agent, who's a phenomenal agent at CAA, he says, you know what, I don't have any book to read my grandchildren. Why don't you write a book? Because
Like,
we said, okay, we'll write a book.
So it was really fun. It's just been such an experience, like a new whole universe.
Yeah.
When you do this, so and everybody's been terrific. It's really been great to see all of
It's
you, and
fun.
we love that you all love the book, and it's just been terrific so far. So thank you.
It is amazing.
Yeah, that's a grandparents
Yeah.
thing. My sister, one more thing, my sister, she said, and she had children first, that's why I'm an uncle first, right? Yeah, so she says, wait until you have grandchildren. It's like, it's a whole different level. Different, right? And you hear that a lot and you kind of go, yeah. But then it happened. And when it happened, it was like, wow. I wish I would have had that first, grandparents first.
Yeah, this.
You're too young to understand that. Wow.
You love your kids. We were those people who wanted to have kids, and we love our girls, but grandchildren borders on illness.
It's the love you can feel, for sure.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome. So, why don't you go ahead and get into what the book is about? In case anyone doesn't know, what is this book
You
about?
start this time.
No, you start. I'm okay. That's all right. I'll jump in.
I mean, the
That's
main
all right.
objective obviously was to illustrate, like we said, all the diverse things that grandparents do, what they look like, what their jobs are and everything. And it was just, You know, it just came really fast too. We wrote it, honestly, in like one day. It was just.
Not literally.
I mean, no,
Not
I mean,
literally.
we tweaked it, but I mean, the basic, you know, because we're songwriters, you know, we just start writing like that. So we had the concept and everything basically in the first few hours of when we started. And then we tweaked it, you know, it took a long time to get all in the middle of the book is everybody's different names that they're called. That took a little time.
That
to
took
get
some
all of
time.
that.
Trying to figure out what all the different ones are.
But
Yeah.
the main book is about inclusivity. It's so that when children read the book that they feel represented, that their grandparents, you know, they're not reading a book about just us, they're reading about all these other kinds of grandparents, so maybe they see their grandparents in the pages, or when you're reading it to the children, you see yourselves in the pages. So that was really important to us, because we've read, you know, our kids and everything, we're, you know, voracious readers, we read so many books, we've read so many books to our children, so we're really familiar with how kids really, they want to feel like they can relate when they're reading the book in some way. You know, so that was pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And we started off talking about us, you know, so we try to explain how we are us for the grandbabies, and then we merge into all the other careers and everything. And I'm going to add one thing that Patricia don't even know. I have a spirits company. It's called 3 Chord Bourbon, and we just did a relaunch. So in other words, we're using these record covers, and I'll show you where we're going with this. Record covers and iconic pictures of moments, iconic pictures of moments in rhythm and blues, rock, all this stuff, right?
On the labels.
On the labels, on the front of the bottles. So, with that in mind, there's this guy that took a picture of me when I was playing with Rick Derringer, 1977, 78. Where I'm bent way back, which I could never do that now. So anyway, it's a crazy, yeah. It's great. Oh, there you go. That's it. That was the record I was doing. Look at that.
He's got it on his t-shirt.
That's amazing. Yeah, I played on that record. I play more piano than guitar on that, actually. That's crazy.
Hardcore.
Oh, excellent. That's fantastic. Well, that's funny he did that. That's great. But anyway, he took this picture when I was in that band, and I bent way backwards. I'll get to this because he sent me an email today. And he got the book. And he was reading it to his grandchildren. And he said that when they finished reading the book, the granddaughter said to him, D-Dad, he calls him D-Dad, D-Dad, you rock too. So they actually got the message of what the book is.
That's the other part.
That's the point.
That was the part that when you're reading it or the kids are reading it, that all the children, they want to think that their grandparents are the best.
And they are.
And they are.
They are.
So that's part of it too. So when you read the book and you get to the end, you see that the whole point of whatever it is that grandparents look like or do or called or whatever, their most important job is loving you. That's the
point.
last page.
So he nailed it, which is
That's
fantastic. It was cool. Yeah, D-Dad. I never heard of D-Dad. That's pretty cool. Yeah. It worked.
It was a success. You know? Y'all kind of got into it a little bit, but y'all are obviously both songwriters.
Yes.
Have written before. How was this different to writing music? Now, obviously, you know, it's both creative art in its own ways. But how is it different?
Well, it's different and very similar too. It's in the way songwriting is about, you know, telling a story in a short period of time, right? Like 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes, or 5, whatever, like that, right? So the point is that you write in a cadence, like a rhythm, and there's different rhyme schemes. You know, if you ever study literature, you know, there's rhyme schemes and all these other things, right? So we wanted to find a balance with the rhyme scheme, using the correct rhymes, but telling a story that a child would be able to understand and be fun, right? So when Patricia and I write, I'll come up. I have ADD, as you probably can't tell. So I come up with a lot of ideas. I write a lot of songs, and then I'll turn them over to Patricia. Maybe I'll write a chorus or a verse, and I hand it over to her, and then she'll carry on. Same with the book. We write a few lines, throw it to me. I do a few lines, throw it back to her. Go back and forth, back and forth. So it's very similar to songwriting in that respect.
But it's it's similar,
similar.
because when I mostly do lyrics, so when I'm doing lyrics, you're conscious, you're writing, you start out when you write a song, it's a story, in your head, there are characters that are part of this song that you're writing, and then you have to start taking this story that you have and start bringing it down small, and then you have to have it match the meter and rhyme and be in the rhythm of the music. So there's more to it that way, but this is different, that it doesn't have all those other elements in it. So you can just create the cadence just by spoken word, and that's a little bit different than having to sing the words.
Yeah, that was something I also noticed.
I'll get it.
Get it. You should answer it and say
that was something I noticed reading it as well, is that it does kind of have a lyrical flow to it.
Correct.
It kind of reads like a song. And that was kind of the point as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think that we have, I mean, I did an autobiography 10 years ago or something like that, and that's, way different. But this is not that different, so that's what, I'm glad that you could feel that swing in it, yeah.
That flow, it kind of hit.
And it helps the children, that's
It
exactly
does,
right.
yeah.
I mean, almost reading a kid's book is like singing in a way.
I think
Correct.
so too, I do.
Amazing, awesome. So, with that, this is obviously a little bit about your grandkids, grandparents, grandkids. In what ways can we see your grandkids? I know you've got, let's see, Stevie, Lola, and Cash.
Mhm.
We talked a little bit about them beforehand, how much you love them. How can you see them in the book? And are there any Easter eggs that you may not immediately notice are about them?
Oh, about them in there, Easter eggs about them.
Or any Easter eggs,
Oh.
anything is fine as well.
The illustrator, Tiffany Everett, just did the most spectacular job. We couldn't have been more pleased. She was, we had a bunch of people, right, that we looked at, but we just loved what she did, and then we let her run with it. So she knew, we gave her descriptions of the kids and all that kind of stuff, so she did great caricatures of them. But because we started the book, we started writing it a year ago, and then it takes a long time to get it put together and out. So the kids were smaller, so Lola was only 3.5, so she was still a baby. Cash was a baby. Stevie was 5. So they were all cool, but then as time went on and they got older and they'd start seeing the illustrations, they go, how come she's on more pages than me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had to call up the publisher, I know it's late, can we can we do this? And then Lola, who is really girly, Steve, and they both are, they're very
She's
close.
the middle one.
Yeah, Lola's the middle child, and they're very girly, and they're only 18, like Irish twins, they're 18 months apart. But so she's looking at that and she starts crying. She goes, why is she wearing a dress and I'm wearing pants? And I'm like, oh my God, I call up Wendy at Source Books again, and I'm like, okay, can we get ruffles or something on this t-shirt? So yeah, that's what they were doing. So,
Yeah. And she sort of like the narrator a little bit, because that's her starting it. They're here. That's Stevie, she's the oldest. There's Lola right there. They all have nicknames. I call her Little Papa, Lolita, and Cashish. So anyway, everybody gets a nickname. So with that in mind, when we go to this other part, I'll get to that about the names, but she's almost like the narrator. So that's Stevie hey, here I go. And then she opens up the door. This is the big one. She gets here and she opens up the door. She's the one. And that's right, because she's the one that reads like a 9th grader.
Yeah, she does.
See, that's Steve.
So she opens the door.
She opens up the door and goes, hey, here I am. Let's go and see what's going on in here. So that's what happens there. So, yeah, this Kashish, I got to call him by my names, I give him Kashish. So we showed him the book. He had the book. We FaceTimed him. No, we went to see them. We went to see them. So I said, Kashish, show me the book. Explain the book. He goes, that's Stevie and Lola and then Grandma, and then he says Cash, and then he goes Papa. I'm like, oh, Papa did his job.
Papa is a suck up.
Oh, yeah.
Tell him what you did.
Yeah, see, there's a section in here where they have names of everybody, the grandparents with their names, because Patricia wanted to be called Lovey. And if you know anything about children when they're growing up, you know how hard it is for a child to say love you? Maybe when they're in 11th grade, they'll say, hey, love you, instead of grandma, right? So, but I cheat. And so when our daughter was pregnant with Stevie, who's the oldest, so every time I get around her, I say, Papa.
While she was in.
Yeah, Papa. And if you do it enough, the first word she said was Papa. That shit works. I'm telling you, ain't no lovey going on. It's Papa. It's Papa.
Not mama, not
No,
dada.
no, no. Papa. Cashisha's second word was Papa.
He totally cheats.
I cheat? Yeah.
He brings cookies every day too.
Oh, wow.
Not just cookies.
Like big fancy ones, like, yeah. So he does it.
Don't look like you.
You think?
Fancy ones? Cookies.
I think Stevie does for sure. I think Cash looks like his mama, and
Oh,
his
yeah.
mama looks like a Giraldo. Like I'm Irish. I got hardly anything in there. That Goomba thing, it's in. It's in. That's a strong
We
gene
get it.
pool right
We
there.
get it.
That's how it is for me too.
Yeah.
I got the urban side for sure.
I was gonna say, you don't look Italian.
No,
There's no
that's for
Italian.
sure. I got that Irish as well.
You got that Irish.
Irish,
Yes, you
yes.
do.
Yeah.
Now, that actually, speaking of the grandkids, what was their reaction to you writing? How did you tell them about this?
Well, we told them right from the beginning, like when
Yeah.
we even had the idea. So they were, we spend so much time with them that nothing is weird to them.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, they come on stage, they're watching videos on TV, they go on the bus, the tour bus. I mean, everything is like normal. So
But I
they
don't
were
think
just like, okay, cool.
Yeah, they don't quite get any of it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
they
just sort of
don't.
like you're writing a book. Okay, what is that? Whatever
Yeah,
that
they
means.
don't. I mean, and you're just grandma and papa. That's all you are.
Yeah.
Except we did go. We were out. We took them. I don't remember. We took them somewhere, and we stopped. They wanted to go to the mall, so we took them to the mall. And we were walking past Dick's Sporting Goods, and they were blasting one of our songs. Stevie went crazy. I don't think she'd ever heard it like when it wasn't on stage or on TV. She goes, "Grandma," I'm like, shh. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
shh.
don't say
She's like, oh my God, and she like, I go like this, I'm like, don't be quiet, we've got to walk through here. So she goes running, she goes, Papa. He goes, I know.
Don't draw attention.
So when it's like not in the place that they're used to, then it's weird. It's crazy,
Yeah.
but otherwise everything's just
That's just
normal.
normal. Same like our daughters when they were growing up. I used to have a stool on the side of the stage and I had gum in it. And I used to like to chew gum when I'm playing, and it's, whatever, I'm just
Right.
doing like that. And then our youngest daughter,
Our
she would
baby
just
daughter.
walk right on stage and and then she'd start talking to me while during the show.
She was like 3 years old, she'd come out and get gum and she'd look at
Look
them
at
and
me.
I'd go, say hi to everybody, she'd go, hello.
And then off. So they're the same.
Yeah,
The kids,
they're just,
they're the same.
Yeah, that was my other question as well, was do they realize that you're not just grandma and grandpa, that grandma and grandpa are actual rock stars?
Okay, well, here's the difference now. Here's the difference between grandparents, granddaughters or children and your own children, your
Right.
first line of children. Your daughters and sons, when you're going to school, like I would take them to school, it'd be like, Papa, don't wear that hat. Don't talk to the teachers. Don't even look at anybody. It's like, okay, I won't do anything like this. But them, they're like, Papa, come on, say hi to Miss Smith.
Yeah,
know,
they're
it's
like
all
all
good
good
with it,
yeah.
But yeah, they
Yeah.
don't care. They're
Our
like super
kids,
cool.
They hated
They
it
hated it.
until we could get them backstage to
Yeah.
see NSYNC.
There you go.
It's the benefit.
I was in sync. She was the
Oh, Hanson. I had to do
Hanson. Yeah, you had the worst one.
I had
NSYNC.
prepubescent girls screaming like dolphins. It was
NSYNC. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
as I heard a funny story that you had said, one of your grandkids had said, every grandparent has a tour bus, and you're like, what?
That's why we did this.
Oh, you know what they used to call the tour bus?
Oh,
Papa's house bus.
House bus.
Papa's house bus.
Yeah.
Papa's, always Papa's.
I told you.
And we go on vacation, we take them somewhere,
As Papa's.
Papa's Cation house. Not
Papa's
vacation,
house.
but Papa's Cation house.
Complication.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I spoiled it.
Well, I'm gonna move on to a little something different. Now this is, y'all just wrote a book. Do you guys have any good book recommendations? So you guys are
Oh,
readers
yeah.
as well.
We read everything, yeah.
what have you been reading recently? Do you have any recommendations? It could be for a kid, maybe something your grandkids
I'm reading
also like.
James right now, it's fantastic.
James, oh
Yeah.
yes.
It's
Yes,
really
yes.
great, it's really great. What are you doing right now?
James Lee Burke. We're like a right and left,
Yeah,
you know,
we're like-
yin and yang.
Like,
You
yeah,
know,
crazy, like
Yeah, she's
opposites.
far right, I'm the far left. Not politically, we're not
No,
talking
we're
about
not.
politics. I hate to even say that, but it's the direction. You know, I'm way back. I was just telling Chloe too that during it was hard at school for me. I had really a lot of disabilities in school, not only the teaching and the learning, but also neurosis and stuff. But that's going to be in my book when I'm writing, because I've been writing on it for maybe 20 years. But it's a memoir. I know it takes a long time. It's a memoir, but it's really about a story, and that's not what we're to talk about. But there's a lot of neuroses. So what I did after school, the 11th grade, I made it to maybe November in the 11th grade, and the guidance counselor called me. I'm going to get to where you say it. The guidance counselor came in and says, I'll make you a deal. If you don't come back to school, I'll give you all the credits you need to graduate. Because he told me I was a distraction. But he said to me, truthfully, he said, you know, you have another thing you're going to be doing in your life that has nothing to do with school, and I really believe you're going to get where you need to go. And I says, you know, thankfully, thank you. So what happened was, I never read up until that time. Then I decided to read all the classics. I didn't get my hand on it. I was telling Chloe, and then we traveled all over the country, even when I was with Derringer before we put the band together in 1979. And during the different times of the year, like October with Halloween, I would read Dracula and Frankenstein. And when we go to South, I would read Faulkner and Tennessee Williams and the West Steinbeck. And I would read all these Victor Hugo and when we Europe and everything. So I would read all these books, you know, and that was the classics. But then I shifted right over to all the noir stuff, you know,
Yes,
and I
that's what
like
he reads.
James Lee Burke and James Cromley. I love all that. But
Yeah.
Patricia's like Jane
I
Eyre
like, historical fiction is my favorite.
and fiction.
That's good.
Jane Eyre, she loves that, so it's like, and that's kind of, but that also works with the songwriting too, by the way, just because I know you're all music lovers, because that's why I'm here. So it works that way because I'm so far left, she's so far right that we come like this and we're able to meet in the middle, because a lot of things she won't understand that I'm doing, and
No,
don't
I
what
understand, I
she's
have to
doing.
translate for y'all. I know what he's doing, I gotta go like, okay.
To make, yeah, maybe that's the case.
I speak spider.
Maybe that's the case. So, but anyway, that's how music gets written between the two of us.
What about your grandkids? Do they have a book that they want grandma and papa to
Yeah,
read?
they read.
Oh,
I mean,
Stevie.
especially the older one. She started reading in preschool. She's like, you know, the firstborn.
Off the chart.
You know, the firstborn one is there, so
Off the chart.
she's off the charts reading, and so she reads everything. And I mean, that was her biggest thing, is to read a book to us. You know,
Yeah.
so she loves that. So she is like, they read all kinds of. They read all the classic things. And Lola, the middle child, is like the empath. She's like Mother Teresa. She's really sweet.
Hugger.
She's always
Really
like, she's
hugger.
like, are you okay? You know, she's like this.
Very
But
sweet.
when I just showed Chloe when we were backstage that there was The Giving Tree, which is one of my very favorite books. And Lola will say, Grandma, don't read that book. Because she knows
Grandma's
it's like,
gonna
I'm gonna be
cry.
I'm gonna cry when I read it. He goes, Grandma, don't read that book. And then the baby, he's just climbing on stuff.
He don't care.
He don't care.
He don't care about it.
Yeah. He's Spider-Man. Give us your best moves.
Yeah, Spidey.
That's what he said.
Yeah. But Stevie, when I take him to school, I'll find words that are on the, you know, anywhere. Say information,
Yeah.
right? Say that. I'll say, Stevie, what is that word? She'll go like, information. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's
she's little.
shocking.
Yeah.
She does it all the time.
Yeah.
So I'll have to add this, just because this is what I do with the children, which you guys all know. So I'm taking them to school. I'm taking them back home because they stayed at our house for the night. I'm taking them back, and Lolita asked me a question, and I like to teach them stuff. Teaching is really important. So I'm teaching them things, right? And then I give her the answer, and she goes like this, and then Lola says, "How does Papa know all these things?" And Stevie looks at her, and she goes, "Don't you know Papa knows everything?" So I was just kind of going, I wish Patricia was here, because maybe she should hear that.
Say it again. Say it again when she's around. Let me record it.
Yeah, like what you said. Yeah. Papa knows everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, Steve, you know, we don't have that conversation. She just goes like this to me, like, Like, she's like, you know, that's it, we got a quiet thing going.
No, I shut that down.
Quiet.
Papa rules. It's Papa's rules.
Okay.
Now, I did have a question for you specifically. I heard that you were a librarian once upon a time.
But, I mean, not professional.
Not professional.
Well, our kids were in parochial school when they were little. And when you are in Catholic school, you have hours, you have obligations that you have to do. So you get to volunteer for things. So I love books anyway. So I volunteered to be the librarian, and it was really great. The library was about this big. I mean, it was like a little closet. But, you know, we had lots of books in there, and the kids would all come in, you know. It was kindergarten through 6th grade. So, you know, the little kids come in, you give them all the little cute books, and then I'd get the 4th graders when they were starting to read classics and things like that. And they'd come in, and they'd be like, oh, you know, they'd be in their little uniforms, and they'd go, Mrs. Giraldo, I have to get a book for a book report, and, you know, can you help me pick a book? And it has to be a bit classic. And so I start, and I go, okay, and I start telling them, I give them the synopsis of the story. I'm telling them about Jane Eyre and Wuthering Heights and everything, and I'm telling them this, and then they're like this, and I'm like, yeah, and then, you know, he's blind, and you know, and then there's a fire, and all this stuff happens, and they're just like transfixed, and I go, what do you think? They go, how many pages? I go, 347. They go, no. So they would pick the yearly, you know, like this big, you know. But I tried every day. It was great.
That's so fun. And now maybe other librarians will have y'all's book in there.
Yes, let's hope. Yes.
We don't have many pages, so.
Yeah.
And we got pictures, you know.
We got pictures.
We put pictures in there so our bass player could read it.
He reads music, not books.
No, he won't read that. He reads sign language, and I don't want to give you the sign.
Oh, man.
We're going to hell. We are.
We're here all week, buddy.
All right, so we talked about writing, we talked a little bit about music. What other hobbies do y'all partake in? In your days off, when you're not writing a book, when you're not writing a song, when you're not going on tour, what do you like to do?
Well, no, you go first.
No. I did. It's your turn.
Oh, well, okay. Well, here's what I do. I love playing golf.
Yeah.
I love golf because it's a cerebral game, and if you want to know something about somebody, take them golfing. Because you will find out everything about that person. Do they cheat? That's a big one. Do they cheat on that score?
Are they cranky?
Kyle, our youngest daughter's boyfriend who wants to get married, he cheats all the time. So I
But
gotta
he
have a talk
doesn't do
with
that
him.
in life.
That's what my point is. You learn that about him on the golf course. Is what I'm saying. Do people get angry?
Right.
Do they don't
Temper.
appreciate what it's like to be outside and appreciate just living and breathing and stuff? So you learn all that stuff, and I love that. And I also I read all the time, and I love singularity, and I love the astrophysics stuff. So I really love that. So
I
dip
renovate
into that.
houses.
Oh, well, really?
I do restoration, and I do that kind of thing. I love construction, so I'm happy with a 2x4 and a saw.
Wow. Hands-on.
Yeah, just let it go.
Yeah. Sawdust for me is great. And drywall, I'm good. But yeah, I do, I mean, I'm not doing the physical work, but I am orchestrating the thing, so I do a lot of restoration on vintage houses.
Amazing. When it's my turn, I'll call you.
Yeah?
Give you a call.
She likes it. My father was a carpenter, and there's 2x4s, 4x8s, and I forget about it. You know,
Yeah, it's great, yeah.
Not your thing.
Yeah,
No.
I'm happy she has a good time with that. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You do your
fine.
thing. I'll be over here golfing.
Yeah, let her go. Yeah, just let her go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, my other question. How has your careers as musicians, how has that influenced your parenting and being grandparents? How has being musicians, you know, made you the type of parents and grandparents you are?
I think because your world is so expanded, you know, in some respects your world is small because you keep your close people that are your family and your very close friends, they're close, and that's a very small world. But then, because we get to spend so much time with all of you and the different people that we meet, and it's been such an amazing adventure and journey and all the things that you get to see. And you know, I mean, listen, bad stuff happens. It's hard. Things are hard. Things are, you know, just like in everybody's job. But I have to say that most of it is glorious and beautiful and wonderful. And the people you meet, and they're all coming together for a shared experience, and that's so great. So you're very open, and you try to you want to show them the world like that, don't you think?
Yeah, I also because our life is a little different than most of your careers and your occupations that you're living with, is that when we were touring all the time, I'm gonna pick this up, it's driving me nuts. You want that?
Thank you. He has,
Wanna use that?
he has ADD and OCD.
Yeah, I got everything you can think of. I'll hold on to it. So anyway, so we've been traveling the children always went on the road with us when they were born,
Our
right?
kids.
Yeah, our children, 6 months old. So we always had, like you talk about Halloween, we would be on the road for Halloween, and we'd have the band and crew dress up, and then we were
Decorate
in
their
hotels.
hotel room so they could trick or
And then the
treat.
kids would knock on the door and they would give them
Find
things and
ways,
stuff
you
like
know, to do
So,
this.
yeah, and we're able to show them all those types of things. So now with the little ones, the same kind of thing. We were able to teach and show them, take them places and talk about places that they can like to go to and maybe one day be and experience. And there's always books. I mean, we're in a bookstore, we're talking about books, but there's always books. We have different offices. Patricia has her office in the house, and I have mine. I collect all these paperbacks, vintage paperbacks and stuff, and I cover a lot of ground with a lot of different subjects and stuff. So I take them in all the time just to kind of, hey, come on, take a look in here. And then, wow.
There's so many.
So that's how we're kind of parroting, for the.
Yeah, I mean, it just expands everything, and it just gives
Put them
them,
in there.
that's my hope for them. I mean, our kids were really exposed to everything, and, we have an opportunity to expose them to everything, and there's just so much, no matter what they're saying, there's so much good in the world to see, so. There is, so that's what we hope to show them, so.
Yeah, and they gotta learn to play piano. That's
Yes.
mandatory.
Yeah, piano.
Mandatory.
I love that.
Yeah, 7 years old. It was actually, I was gonna do 6, but I'm going to 7 now. 7, you gotta learn piano.
Yeah.
Period. Every single one of them. They have to.
Even if they don't like it, it's
Even
just
if they
good
don't
for
like it.
them, and
You gotta
it
play,
helps
have
them
fun.
helps
Yeah.
them navigate with everything,
Yeah.
and be disciplined.
You should have learned when you were 7. If I was your father, I would
Oh,
have made you
I
learn.
know, we were so poor, we didn't have
No, I
money
would have
for
got you a little. It's okay. We were poor
We
too.
both
But-
grew up working class people.
Yes, we
so,
both did.
yeah.
My father was so kind and a generous man that he would, as a carpenter, he'd work at somebody's house and then he would say, his name was Tony, hey Tony, you want this busted up piano? And he's like, oh, sure. I comes home and then the piano's in the truck and he says, son, you want a piano? I said, yeah. So I started playing piano when I was like 10 years old because he
But
brought
we
it
could
into
only
the house.
afford one set of lessons, and it was voice lessons. I took them.
Well, I understand it. I listen by ear. You were fortunate to have lessons. I did not have lessons.
I know, but
I
you
was a
did it.
street learner.
You did it.
Listen to everything.
I went to school, he did
She went to
not.
school.
I went to school.
Yes.
Now, y'all have been married for quite some time now.
43 years, gonna be 44.
Do you have any advice? I mean, y'all.
Don't do it.
together-
Forget
He says,
about
what do
it.
you do for aggravation?
What do you do for aggravation?
So we have the added thing, you have to understand, like, we have the added thing that we met as players first, okay? Now, we were mad for each other right from the start, but being together as in a relationship romantically in a band is the kiss of death.
Bad idea.
It is the kiss of
Bad
death.
idea.
You are guaranteed to, like, the band breaks up, everything goes to hell. So even though we were like crazy for each other, we made that whole first record not together because we we didn't want to make a
Well,
mistake.
she was
okay?
married and had a girlfriend.
Yeah, so we had that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this was like undeniable, so we were just like trying to be cool. So we made a whole record together like that, spending 16 hours a day together. I mean, it was insane.
Yes.
So we learned how to be together as professionals, and musicians and players and writers first. That started everything. So I was his muse, he was my muse. That brings a whole other layer to a romantic relationship. And then I got divorced, and he got rid of his girlfriend. And we got together.
She got rid of herself.
She did get rid of herself.
There's something about if you don't come home, that's a
Yeah,
problem.
you go. That's you out. Yeah.
But there's another thing that it doesn't apply. Well, maybe it will apply to some of you folks that maybe you work together. Is that you have to kind of make amends to each other because you got to go on stage. So if you're having an argument, if you got a problem or there's a situation going, it's like, oh, so, and then when you play music, endorphins, just like when you read, and that's a big part of reading, you get these endorphins, it's exciting, right? Same with music. So if you're in an argument before you go on stage, well, you gotta do it. By the time the gig's done, you're happy again, so you got it resolved. So, and truthfully, I don't like arguing. I don't like arguing.
No, because you're nice.
What are you talking about? You're the nice one.
That's not true.
It's not true.
He's sucking up right now.
No, I used to say this, and it was wrong. One person has to be passive, the other's assertive. In family and business, since we're musicians, when we go to the studio, I'm the assertive one.
He's the boss.
You come into the studio, my studio, I'm locking the door, you're not coming out. You're in there, we're gonna get this thing right. That's it. And then Patricia, very passive. Okay, trust, she goes in there and does it. And in a family, like, same thing. She's like, she rules, whatever. Like, that's it, so, but I don't necessarily agree that that's the right. I think you should have a balance in both.
We balance it.
Let's just say,
Yeah, balance in
we
both.
have at work,
We do.
she has at home.
Yeah, it works. And I just don't like confrontation. I just don't like it. I try to avoid it at all
I'll fight
costs.
anybody.
She'll fight anybody. I don't wanna fight.
You wanna go, let's go.
And that's sort of it, you just don't.
It's not that different though. I mean, we have different aspects of what we do, but if any of you work with your spouse, you have to work it out. I mean, you figure out it's got a lot of layers. It also makes it, when you have this much incestuous behavior, playing together, having kids, being in a romantic relationship, it makes it really hard to not work it out. You have to work it out. There's too much about it, you know what I mean? There's a lot of layers. You can't just like go, no, I'm sorry, that's it. I mean, it's not like that. I mean, so that's an added, thing. So.
Right.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
The two magic words.
Yes, that's it.
Yes, dear.
That's it. And then she likes me in the studio
I
because
don't
then.
know.
Well, you don't like me? Why don't you like
In
me?
the studio?
Or any reason?
No,
You don't
I
like me?
like the idea of him.
She likes the idea. But in the studio, when there's something that works really great, she likes me a lot. And that's been pretty good. It works. She just laughs at everything I say.
Cause you funny.
No.
You are fun.
Don't encourage him.
No.
Well,
We did-
speaking of something funny,
Yeah.
I heard that y'all had a specific dryer that you took on tour with
Oh, the
you?
washing
The
machine.
Or washing machine, and it broke,
Yeah.
and y'all were devastated, and you took a photo of y'all
We
saluting.
did.
We did salute.
We had it for 35 years. It was on the road in a road case because when our first baby was born and we took her on the road, I too have OCD. I didn't want anyone touching her clothes, so we brought a washer and dryer in road cases, and I did the baby's laundry backstage. So I've done laundry backstage for 46 years.
But she likes it because it relaxes her.
It does.
It does relax her.
And everyone else
And you
likes
like
it because
that
when they
heater,
come in, they
too.
can smell the fabric softener and they're really happy. But it died and we had to give it a proper burial. It had been there a long time.
Took a great picture.
Yeah.
Saw that picture immediately.
I couldn't believe it. I mean,
It
I gotta
was.
tell you, for 40 years on the road in a case, a road case?
I know, in
Do you
the
see what
truck.
roadies do with cases? I mean, they're upside down, guitars come half off.
It was a
I mean, this
Kenmore.
is nuts.
It was a Kenmore. Great.
We still have the dryer.
We have the dryer.
Unbelievable.
Now we got a fancy one now.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy.
I feel bad.
Great.
I feel bad.
It had
It had to go.
It had to
It had to go.
Well, with that, what are your other tour essentials? What is something you have to
Oh, we're
bring?
pretty, yeah.
You gotta
I
have
just say
food.
food for
I gotta
him is,
eat.
yeah.
I
He's
gotta eat 'cause I
Italian,
work out,
he's
it's like I
Sicilian.
gotta eat.
Everything's food, yeah. Yeah.
Everything is
What's on
food.
our list?
And we bring golf clubs, you know. I used to do a thing, we called it, you know, because Patricia calls me Spider Sports Camp. And what I would do is I would work out in the morning, exercise in the gym, run 5 miles a day. Sometimes I'd play golf and then do the gig. And I'd have Spider Sports Camp before we play. So with the opening band, I would jump rope on the side of the stage. And,
Oh my gosh.
and yeah, and then, or I do a run. And I'd run the venue and run outside and run all over the place. But it was a great way to see everything all the time. And I would take band members with me if they wanted to go.
They would die.
It's like boot camp. It's like boot camp. I almost killed the bass player. He almost died. I told, don't keep up with me. I'll run back and get you. You know. But anyway, I love the fitness thing. It's
But
part
see-
of the ADHD I got.
But see,
going.
he did this and so like every part of him is like beat up to death, and you know, cause he's physical, he's like, you know, his strings are really heavy gauge, so everything is like all this, and he's always hunched over like this, and so when he gets out of bed in the morning, he's like, oh, you know, he's doing all this, and I'm just like bouncing out of bed. He goes, how are you doing that? I said, cause I was lazy and
She's
drank
lazy.
wine and read books.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh.
You know, I have to have a piano in my dressing room because I play
Yeah,
piano all
it's
the
nuts.
time.
It's
I need that. I write songs all the time. I mean, Patricia says write words. I write so many words. I write all kinds of melody stuff all day long, and I need to have like studios. I bring
That's
studios
what
with me
it
all the time.
says.
Read what it says.
I'm gonna say
what
what
I
it
do.
says, okay.
And I love playing drums. You know, that's why you hear songs like Battlefield and all this stuff. I love drums.
It says,
There you go.
my grandpa makes music with his hands. He taps on tables and chairs and pots and pans. Bop, 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 bop. He plays all the time. He never stops. He jangles coins and guitar strings, piano keys, and lots of things. He hears the melody in his head all day long. It comes out his fingers and becomes a song. He says anyone can do it. It's not hard to do. You should try it. It's inside of you too.
Yeah. That's all good stuff. Yeah.
Alright, well, on a final note for my
Yes.
questions, the big theme with this, anyone can rock.
That's right.
Correct.
Anyone can rock. And you guys have been inspiring generations for decades. And so now, what do you guys hope kids who will read this book overall will take away? What will they get from this book? We talked a little bit before, but what will they get from this?
Just that everybody has value. Everyone is worth something, even if they don't look like you, even if they don't think like you. It doesn't matter, and everybody rocks. Everybody, all grandparents rock. I mean, parents, children, everybody. I mean, it's all good, and everybody's got something great to do and great to say, and you know, and love in their heart, and that's all you need.
Yeah, as long as you end the book like my friend did, you know, what else can you ask for? You know, it's great. D-Day, you rock too. It's like, wow, what a fantastic thing.
Because in
to
the
hear.
book, if you haven't opened it yet, it goes through all of the people's, it goes through everybody's names, all the different names that there are,
There's a lot of names.
all the names. So all the grandparents' names are represented, as many as we could find.
And even,
Yeah.
we're not gonna be able to put them all.
And then everybody's occupation, all different kinds of occupations.
Yeah.
So even though primarily we're talking about musicians, everybody's in there. Then we have pictures of all the different kinds of people that can be grandparents. You have hair, you don't have hair, you wear glasses, you don't wear glasses, every kind of different person. And then in the end, it says, it doesn't matter what they look like or what job they do, because their most important job is loving you.
And that's it.
That's
There's
it.
Kashish looking at There's Kashish. And she gets the two of them.
I get the girls, yeah. But that's it. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, so.
It's a book of love.
Yeah,
It is.
and we had fun writing it.
We do.
We hope you all have fun reading it, and reading it to your grandbabies or godparents, godchildren, or your own
Aunties,
daughters.
yeah.
If you're, read them to everybody. Read it to Chloe, she's young. Yeah, of course.
Well, thank you for coming today. Thanks so much. It was great to see you. Oh, yeah, we can do
a
that,
couple
sure.
questions.
We can do a couple audience questions if you just want to raise your hand. And do y'all want to pick? Or would
No,
like-
you.
No, you have to
I'm
pick.
not
You
picking.
were trying.
You right here, sir.
What are the best live shows you've seen, not played in, but all the shows you've seen, either out front, backstage? What live shows are very memorable?
Oh, there's so many. I mean,
No, that we've seen.
oh, that
Not
we've
us.
seen, not us play?
Yeah.
That we've
Oh,
seen?
wow.
Oh, so many.
Oh, well,
I
it's
don't know, I
tough
mean-
because we don't see many.
We don't see many. We don't
We don't,
actually.
because we're usually we don't see
Yeah,
many at
it's like,
all.
it's like if you would go to whatever your job was on your day off, we don't do that. No, we don't do that, but, I mean, we've seen in the old, when we were younger, we
See,
went,
but
yeah.
I don't,
I like all the blues guys too, we do a lot of that when we were younger.
yeah, we
you know,
did,
the
like
old-
BB King and things,
Yeah,
yeah.
we saw
But yeah,
the
there was
blues guys.
nothing really stood out. I remember, in Austin, I was there and I was
Yeah, you saw
friends
it,
with
yeah.
Jimmy Vaughn from the Thunderbirds, and his brother was Stevie Ray Vaughan. And I went to see him play, and when he was really young, and I thought, yeah, there's something going on there. So, yeah, that was fun to see. Young, especially when there's somebody brand new that hasn't made it hit yet. And that was it was fun to see that, but, yeah. Oh, if you mean while we were together, because if you're asking this, when I saw Pete Townsend and the Who in 1967, is this what you're talking about? Or?
Oh, yeah, when you're,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, when I saw Pete Townsend and the Who it might have been 1967, it was my very first concert. I was 12 years old. After that, I said, that's what I want to do. I mean, that's it. I went home and turned my little amp up all the way, and my mother got mad, and I just made her mad for the rest of the life. That was it. So, yeah, I was big.
Is that at the Coliseum, Neil?
No, it was at the Music Carnival in Cleveland, in Warrensville, Ohio. Warrensville Heights. Yo, you knew that. Okay. You know more than I know.
You with the glasses, right? Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hi there.
Hi there.
I just want to tell you, thank you so much for putting the ukulele in your book. That is oftentimes an instrument that goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
But my husband and I have played for many, many years.
Oh, fantastic.
We play rock on it. We don't play Hawaiian music. We play rock and roll.
Oh,
I know ukulele.
Oh,
So
great.
that was the first thing that caught my eye in your book.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great. I
that's
love that.
great.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome. And also, my question is, any plans for book number 2?
As a
Yes.
matter of fact, yes.
We got some
There is,
ideas.
yeah, we're working
We
on
got
it
a
now.
couple other books like that. I have two. I have one on creativity and the philosophy and all this mental activity that happens in people's minds, and especially young people when they're trying to become successful at a career, they have a loop that runs in their head that can be confusing, and they get mentally abused in a lot of ways, you know, that stuff. So we have a lot of projects. We're always doing
Yeah, we have
something
3
crazy.
children's books working on right now.
But the ukulele thing you're talking about, I'm glad you said that, because we lived in Hawaii for 4 years.
We were married in Hawaii.
We were married in Hawaii, not like a long time ago. And it was funny because I coached the Kikis soccer, the little ones soccer. I was the coach, Coach Spider. They love that, right? So if you can try to get a kid to play soccer, those kids, it was almost impossible. It was like Bad News Bears.
It was.
You know, but all of them played ukulele.
Everybody played
They played
ukulele.
ukulele, but they wouldn't run. I say, go run, take a lap. No, coach, I fish. I go, no, you don't go fish. You run first. I fish. That was my team.
But they could play for sure.
They can play. Oh, they were good. They were good.
All right, let's see. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
First of all, it's such an honor
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're waiting on
Oh,
that.
yes. I've had one for a long time. Yeah.
It's next to the book.
Yeah, it's next to the book. Yeah, the idea behind a Christmas record was this. It's meant to be what happens to everybody's life. So it's not necessarily Christmas, let's call it a holiday record of some sort, but it's what happens in October, November, December, January, right in that period of time when people's lives change. Maybe there's a new love happens, or maybe there's a breakup happens. There's all these emotional roller coasters that happen during that time, holidays. Or New Year's Eve happens, the next day you're in the gym. A week later, you're not in the gym. You know, all those things. So it's about happiness, sadness, all the different things. So it's not like Frosty the Snowman. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not that.
A lot of emotion.
Yeah, a lot of emotion and all original songs. And I
Yes.
challenge.
Yes.
Oh yeah, a lot of. Yeah. What did I say?
You didn't say yes.
Oh, I didn't say that. That's what I meant. A lot of special guest artists
Yes.
in very awkward positions. In other words, if there's like a heavy metal singer, I want them to go more New Orleans style.
So he's mixing it up.
Mix up the genre so it's
That's
all
why it
over
takes
the
a long
place.
time to get it
Love
done.
that.
And different things. So they're all originals. So Patricia's gonna sing on it. You're gonna
Okay.
do your special- And Dolly Parton. We'll get
Dolly
Dolly Parton.
Parton.
We'll get Dolly Parton on it. So a bunch of people. So that's coming. On 2026, I have to have it done. So it should come out. by
Thank you.
then.
I will be listening.
Yeah, look out for it. It's coming. It's coming. It's gonna be good.
How about,
Yeah, yeah.
I was just saying, somebody over there.
Oh, yeah, I'll be over there. You go ahead.
Okay, my favorite song from you guys is Hell is for Children. Do you have a favorite song that y'all do?
Oh, that's hard. That's like picking your favorite kid.
Child, yeah.
You can't, they get mad, they get sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, every one of them has a story, a backstory. So they all have something about them that's interesting and good. I would say overall though, not that it's my favorite, but it has a lot of sentimental value for us, would be Heartbreaker. Because Heartbreaker is the first song that we played together and recorded. And while we were in there together, this was our first moments actually physically playing together and, you know, seeing if it could work or not. And, you know, what are you doing? And you wouldn't know that until you physically actually played together. So it was when we realized that what we thought was going to happen actually did happen, and we knew that we had it. I knew that when we put the guitar with the vocal, the combination, the synergy of these two things, we knew we had it at that moment. And so Heartbreaker has a lot of
And it was the first song we recorded for the Heat of the Night
yeah,
record.
so.
So it was the very first one. You're probably right with that. Yeah.
But there's a lot. I mean, there's, you know, Promises in the Dark is the first song we wrote about when we got together. I mean, it was like all this, you know, there's always something behind it, you know, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's
And Hell is for
always
Children, obviously, for the obvious reasons. And, you know, that's a huge, very important song in what we do. So.
Yeah, there's a thing too that was interesting before we made that record, when we first met. I talk about it because maybe it'll give a little importance to, maybe people can understand a few things when you meet a person, whether it's the right person or not the right person or any of that. When we met, and we both were with other people, but our A&R person, the person that called me to tell me I should meet her, he told us, it's only about, 15 years ago, and he said that when he was standing between us, when I first came, we're standing like this, left and right, he could feel electricity going through him from both of us like this, that he knew there was, first of all, he knew that we were gonna be the perfect musical couple.
He knew that.
He knew that. That's why he called me, because when he called me, I says, what do you want to do? I go, I just want you to meet her and just
Well, you
talk.
didn't know it was a her.
I didn't know it was a her. I thought it was whatever. But he knew right then. He said, "You're going to be perfect." But okay. But he felt that electricity going on the frequency.
Chemistry.
So that happens when you meet your significant other. There's electricity that happens. That's how it connects.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's frequencies. That's
Yes,
what
sir,
it is.
over on the wall. Sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be there November 6th on the floor to see you with Brian Adams.
Yeah.
Duluth?
Rick
About
Spring.
25 miles.
Yes, yes.
And I was curious as how that came about, like, because we think that all musicians like know each other, and then I see interviews and they're like, oh, I've never met this person
Yeah.
before, or like I saw them, or they know who it is, and, you know, we just think it's like this secret community of people
Yeah.
that they live around everybody,
We don't.
and they know everybody, but that's not really the case.
Not
So
really.
Did that happen organically, or how did that happen? And
Well-
number two is, I thought you used to play DC Rich guitars.
I did, yes. I still
When I
do.
look at your Wikipedia, it doesn't mention that.
Well, it
I'm
should.
curious, because
Yeah.
I knew you played DC Rich back in the 80s.
Yeah, I did.
They were great guitars, they eventually went out of business.
Great guitar stuff.
Okay, thank you for taking my question.
No question. So let me embellish that question a little bit. So, we do know people, and there is like a little bit of a secret society where you
know
kind
each
of,
other.
you know
Yeah.
musicians.
You
but-
don't see each other.
But as with the
Hardly
Rick Springfield situation, I did Jesse's Girl, I don't know if you knew that, Jesse's Girl, and I've done everything for you. I co-produced it and played the guitars and all that stuff in there. But I produced records for all kinds of people, for, you know, the Delords, Kenny Loggins, Steve Forbert, I don't even know, John Waite, yeah, a bunch of people. And you stay friends, like, Rick lives close to us. And I
Our
tell
kids
you,
went to school together.
they went to school together. I tell you, this one funny story. We went and we were having breakfast, and we came out of the breakfast, and they said, "Oh, Rick." They came to Rick. These couple girls came to Rick, and they go, and to me, they go, "Is that your dad?" That's your dad? What's up with that?
It's true. Spider's hair went white at 40.
Yeah, it was always been white.
It was white at 40.
But and then you run like John. We just did a gig yesterday,
Yeah,
and
we
John
did.
was on the bill. John Waite was on the bill, and it was great seeing him again. And you know, it's just
You're always working, and then when you have time off, you're with your family, you know, and your personal friends. So you see each other at award shows and things like that. But everybody's so busy, you're not really hanging
well,
out
like the
unless
Rock
you're
Hall.
doing a record together.
Well, we did the Hall of Fame thing.
The Hall of
You know,
Fame.
we're up there playing, and then you see like there's Springsteen,
and
Lenny
everybody's there,
Kravitz.
hey, you know.
Pink is over there, and they're
Yeah.
dancing and waving, and you're kind of going, "That's
Okay.
kind of weird." I think you, maybe I don't know what. Maybe you should be up here with us.
Yeah, and backstage is like crazy because it's like
nuts.
it's like
Picking
the
your wall.
absolute most insane college dorm you've ever been in. Everybody's backstage and everybody's running all over the place and everybody's half dressed and they're talking and everybody got to go on, come off, all this stuff. Dolly Parton's running around like Dolly is the greatest. She is the cutest thing ever. We know her for 30 years. She's adult. She literally, what you see is what you get. Okay, she is that.
We should have put her as an Easter egg in
We
here.
should have put her in there. She's the funniest of all that. She's the funniest person on earth, and we're at the Rock Hall, and you know, like when you're in sound check and stuff like that, you're in hoodies, you don't have any makeup on, everybody's the same. You come out, you're in sweatpants, you know, everybody looks exactly the same. She comes out, it looks like somebody spray painted a black full-length leather suit on her. She got all the wig on, she got like a makeup, she comes out like we're all looking at her like, what the hell are you doing? She completely dressed like, she looks like her. That was it. She's so darling. She's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
But she is hilarious. I mean, she is, you never see her without all that stuff on her ever. You know, we're all running around looking like I don't know what, but.
Maybe your next book, co-write with her, because she has a kid's book as well.
She does so much
She's
stuff.
great. She's a doll.
She's crazy.
She does a lot of good work for kids. I mean, most
She's
of the
very
things that we do also are, all of our charitable stuff that we do is all for children anyway. So it's just like a natural progression to do that, so.
Awesome. All right, we'll go with one more question. Sure, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So Pat, I asked you once when you were at Catch a Rising Star, you thought you would make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You said no. So now my question is, when you were at Catch a Rising Star, did you ever think you would write a book?
I didn't ever think I'd be this alive.
Understood.
I mean, that was a long time ago. I mean, that was in 1975 to 78. So I was like 25 years old, you know. I mean, you can't even fathom that you're gonna be that you're gonna grow up to be that. And then the second thing is that when you are gonna be a musician of that, in that genre of music, in those days, you never thought that you'd be like 40 and it'd be over. Because, that's not even cool anymore. But then here you are, and it's phenomenal. And
Nobody
it's just,
thinks, nobody thinks
just
that.
don't. Nobody does.
You just think, by the time you're 30, it's gonna be all over.
Yeah, you just,
whatever,
you think you're gonna just be an old person, and then you think about like my grandmother at 70, I'm gonna be 73, my grandmother at 73, this was an old lady with a house dress on, and I'm just like, oh God, I wish she was alive now, she would just be like having fun, doing all that, so.
Love it. Amazing.
And I love the hairstyle. I love that style on you.
Thanks. I'll tell you, it was very liberating to not do it anymore, to just let it go.
Let it go. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you all too
Thank
much.
you.
We enjoyed it.
Thanks, Chloe. Thanks, David.